I remember when I started my journey in self improvement. Funny enough, I didn't even know that what I was doing was self improvement. Like it just started hitting me. Like at first, I was that time I was in SS3, right? I was in boarding school. So the first thing that started hitting me was people's behavior, the way people behave, the way people, and I started getting to see people in a different way. You understand? And I started getting people now started becoming more and more annoying and difficult to handle. You understand? Then you now read a book that will tell you how to handle that kind of thing. And for me, it was like sharp, and I did it and it worked. Huh? I stay reading at first to solve problems of people. You understand? But when I continue reading, I saw that like there's actually more to life than even focusing on people's problem, right? Then I continue reading. Then from there, I now thought about exercising. Understand? That time when I was doing all these things, I didn't know that what I was doing was self improvement, right? Until I now went far enough inside it. Understand? Until I now went far enough inside it, and I saw that what I'm doing is self improvement. So funny enough, I didn't even know that what I was doing was self improvement. But what I know is that where the thing rooted from. Understand? Where the thing rooted from is just that that want to get better. I don't even know where that want to get better rooted from, honestly speaking. But I know I just like felt that I need to get better. I just felt the urge to try and get better. And that time, the only thing that could hit me as getting better was reading. You understand? Then I now saw that you can also exercise. I saw that you can listen to all these great people talk. I saw that you can step outside your comfort zone. I saw that there are many things. See, self improvement is just, in my own definition, it's just the deliberate act of trying to get better mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So that's what self improvement to me is about. And and everything is grounded on self improvement. You understand? So that there's more to it than just reading. Like you cannot just be only reading and say you're doing self improvement, right? It has to be like balanced in a kind of way. Reading, exercising, all these things, yeah. And then anything you want to build, eh, it is grounded in self improvement. I've actually thought about giving this thing a long hard thought. Yeah. So check it out. If you want to build a good business, you need to have started self improvement, because when you start doing self improvement is going to help you to conquer some certain emotions like greed, fear, anger, all these things. You understand? And if you conquer them during self improvement, they will help you in business. If you conquer them during self improvement, they'll help you in relationship. If you conquer them during self improvement, they'll help you in finances. If you conquer them during self improvement, they will help you in whatever area of life you want to go to. They'll help you in partnership. They like everything. I actually checked it, right? Why most businesses fail, why people that start all these partnership things, why they don't end up going well, why relationships fail, why most things that are not man-made or why they fail is that the people involved in it didn't do self-improvement, right? The people involved in it didn't do self-improvement. Relationships now, you enter a relationship now with insecurities, with needs, with all these things that you expect from your partner. When you do self-improvement, you see that you see a way to destroy those insecurities. You see a way to become enough for yourself. You see a way to all these things that you face in a relationship, all these things you face in business. In business now, stress and all these things. Self-improvement now will teach you how to handle all the, like basically everything roots back to self-improvement. Like honestly, check it. Just check people that are doing well today. They did self-improvement. Just check it. Everything now roots back to self-improvement. When all these people that are skyrocketing and at the end of the day nobody knows them and they disappear, and they didn't embark on self-improvement. They didn't work on themselves. There are some certain emotions they haven't conquered. Self improvement is going to help you to conquer so many emotions, depression, anger, lack of self esteem, all these things that, all these dirty emotions. Self improvement, it will help you. You conquer all of them. You understand? So self improvement is not something that should be limited to that thing is called the 1% and the rest. Self improvement is something that everybody, I feel everybody should embark on, because the funny thing is this now. A lot of people think that self improvement should be optional and okay. Now the truth about life is that if you're not getting better every day, you are getting worse every day. That's just it. If you're not improving yourself every day, there is no in between, there is no middle. There's either one or two. If you're not getting better every day, you are getting worse every day. So you just have to be getting better every day in order not to get worse every day. When I started self improvement, I didn't know that as I am getting better, I am not getting worse. I just thought that I'm getting better. But the truth is that I now eventually found out that those that are not getting better every day, look at them. They are getting worse every day. They are getting worse every day. And imagine getting like your whole life. You're getting worse every day. You're like your entire life now. Let's say you're 18 years. You have spent 18 years getting only worse every day. You're growing in height and brain capacity and the rest, but as a person, you are just getting worse and worse. You're not getting better. So self improvement is not something that should be limited to the 1% or is only for the 1%, it's only for the chosen few. Self improvement, everybody should embark on self improvement, because me say I've used to see self improvement as something like a will from God. Understand? That everybody, like something that God wants everybody to do, because I feel that self improvement will help keep the Holy Spirit in you. It will help bring the Holy Spirit back into your life. It will help you do so many things. You understand? So you need to be improving yourself every day, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. Just try to be getting better. At least try. Yes, at least just try. It might not be easy and the rest, but just try. Because I remember that if you're not getting better every day, you are getting worse every day.
Uh, this topic is such an interesting topic because, and I would like to emphasize on a lot of things that Mitchell has said. Uh, it's a very interesting topic because it is something that we all need to understand. That self improvement is something that we should know that we have to do. Like it's not something that we have to do, right? Basically, self improvement is the growth of the mind, body, and spirit, right? The growth of the mind, it improves your mind capacity, the way you think, the way you can process things. Growth is not just all about the body, it's not just about you turning from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. It encompasses all these aspects of your life: the spiritual, the soul, and the body. So your mind grows when you improve yourself. Your body also grows when you're improving yourself. That's in age and in physicality. And your spiritual life also grows as you improve yourself. Right? Because I want you to know that success is not a thing of the devil. If you're looking at it from a spiritual aspect or a thing of evil. Success is a good thing. Success is good. Like that is for me, like Michelle said, it's what I think what even God is even asking us to be successful. It's like Daniel in the Bible. Success is what should be accustomed to Christians, to people who believe in God, people who are spiritual Christians, Muslims, Jews, those people who believe in God. Like if you believe in God, you should be successful, right? Now, all these things won't be, you won't be, it's not attainable. This all these things called success that you view as success cannot be attained without self improvement, right? You first have to improve yourself in those aspects of your life. You should not just be growing in age and be reducing it and be being redundant in your mind, in the way you think, and the way you your spiritual life is, right? You need to be growing in all these aspects of your life. You need to balance it. That is what self improvement is all about, right? Self improvement makes you have knowledge of things, vast knowledge of things, of certain aspects of your life, of like certain aspects of life. Because the moment you start to improve, you improve other people's lives too. Because people will see you and be inspired just to work with you. You will connect yourself to people who are also like-minded. You will even inspire people who want to be like you, or people will see you as an atom of um goodness, and they will want to be like this person. Because once you start to improve yourself in certain areas of your life, people will start to see that this person knows what he's doing, this person is moving in the right direction, and they will want to be like you. So self-improvement isn't just something that should that you will do by yourself, and yes, you will do it quietly. You might do it, not everybody will know, but because of your actions speak louder than your words, people will see it in your actions and will want to be like you. That is what self-improvement is all about. It's such an interesting topic because self-improvement for me is just growth. It's just growth. But people fail to understand that. People fail to understand that growth is not just about the age. It's not just about turning 9 to 10, or turning from 18 to 19, or from growing from 1 to 7. No, it's not all about the physical aspects of your life. Like I said, it is encompassing the body, mind, and soul. The body, mind, and spirit. The body, that's the spiritual part of yourself. Your mind, your soul, that is your inner self, and your physical self. These three parts of your life grow in self improvement. Because the thing is, then when you start to improve yourself, the way you start to think, the idealism or the perception of the world starts to change. Because there is a certain level there is a certain ideology that you are given to, or you are fed when you are small. And maybe you were taught that not everybody should be successful. Not everybody should be. Not everybody in your family your family is not capable of attaining that limit, that amount of money. Or nobody in your family is capable of attaining that amount of money. That's the money that people are making. All this big money is not for you. It's not for you people. I should not think about this money that people make. That you should not have dreams of yourself. That's that ideology that you cannot be able to do something, or you can't do it. You can't achieve things. You can't. You should not be. You should not be thinking in a very very, let's just say, abnormal way that society do not see. Like, that is the ideology you are being fed to when you're small. But the moment you start to grow yourself and improve yourself, right, you will start to see that the mind starts to change. Your perspective of things, your perception of things starts to change. And now you start to see things from a different perspective, from different angles. You start to see the world in a very in a brighter way, and how it's supposed to be. Then you will start to see changes in your physical form. Because yes, in as much as the mind is growing, your physical body has to also grow too. People will start to see you. You start to see all those psychological things changing in your body. Because then people will start to see, oh, this person has this working style that fits into his type of nature in this self improvement. This person is certain things are going on in his body, certain things are happening. Okay, his physical, his build, his this, his that. You start to look at the person's physical nature. He said, okay, I want to be like him. His mind is also structured in a certain way. Like his mind is structured is that it's also appealing to you. Then his spiritual life is also growing, right? His spiritual life, because let me tell you something, right? The world is not is from the world. The world itself, I don't want to go into philosophy, but the world itself, I believe, is gotten from the spiritual part of life. Like, I believe that this world is we are of the spirit. So if you notice this thing now, traditionalists or people who go and do all this, yeah, traditionalists, they seek all these idols, they seek all these spiritual what's it called, spirit bodies for success, because they know how important it is, or important your spiritual the spiritual life is, or this the spirit realm, how important it is in our physical. They know how important these people are, or these certain bodies are. So if you believe that you believe in God, make use of that belief that you have in God, right? If you believe in this certain God, whatever, make use of that spiritual life of yours, right? Grow yourself in those aspects of your life. This is what spiritual spirits this is what self-improvement is all about. Growth. It's all about growth. And like, let me tell you something. Just like there's no like the age you die is not certain, or you don't have like a limit. There's no like limit to life. You can live for as long as, right? It's like there's no limit to how your age. It's the same way self-improvement has no limit. It's just a continuous cycle, a continuous journey. It has no limits. It's till you die. So you cannot tell yourself by age 50, or you cannot give yourself this certain amount of time. It is something that just keeps on happening. It's growth. It just keeps on occurring till you leave this world. That is what self-improvement is all about. It's all about growth. Self-improvement is all about growth. Growing in just not just in physical, but like I said, in the mind, in in your spiritual life too. It encompasses these three forms of your life. That is what self-improvement is all about, right? You've got to improve certain things about yourself for you to attain whatever success or whatever aim you've set, whatever goal that you set for yourself, right? You cannot just believe, or you cannot just ask say that if I exercise today, tomorrow, and I'm improving myself. You're improving yourself physically, but you're not using it. You're not now thinking that I can monetize this my body, or I can do this, I can do that with myself. Or then you're not just like you're not doing all those certain things. You're feeding one part of yourself. Like, it's just unbalanced diet basically, right? You know what balanced diet is? You're having the 36 classes of food in a proportional what's it called, um level, at a proportional level. Then in self-improvement, you're supposed to balance it up. You're now just feeding just one part of your body, feeding just one part of your and saying that yes, I'm improving myself. You've got to feed all these parts of your life. You've got to improve the mind, the way you think, the way things are. You have to process, the way you start to process things, the way you start to see the world, the goal you start to achieve for yourself, the dreams you start to set, the dreams you start to have, the certain knowledge you started to get. That is the mind growing. Then you have your physical body, your nature, it starts to grow. Everything about you starts to improve. You start to exercise daily, you start to do things that will improve your nature. Then you start improving your spiritual life, growing your spiritual life, growing in the faith, growing in the beliefs. You start to improve those three aspects of your life. I tell you, for one factor, you will see yourself, you will see changes upon changes upon changes. You will see yourself attaining this success. Guys, that is just what self-improvement is all about. It's all about growth, right? There's no limit to what you can do. There's no limit to anything about self-improvement. It has no limit. It is a continuous cycle. It is till you die. So there is really no limit that you have on this earth with self-improvement. It's just a growth. It's something that will continue to happen. It should happen, because if, like Michelle said, if you're not improving yourself, you are getting worse. Let me tell you something. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. If you think you are still alive and you believe, and you've not been able to grasp, like, in the every day goes by and you don't learn at least one thing, you will see yourself like that is the point. I just tell you, you're a dead man walking. Because self-improvement is all about gaining knowledge, gaining vast knowledge, getting multiple knowledge, gaining a lot of things every single day, learning. You learn from self-improvement. You grow because growth is all about learning, right? You grow, you see yourself trying and error, failing, and that is self-improvement. You fail countless times to learn from your mistakes, from the errors you make. Sorry, not mistakes, the errors you make, right? Because necessarily, like, I think I said something podcast before. Like what I said, sorry, not mistakes, because you cannot make a mistake. I don't think it's anything like a mistake because you can't make a mistake. The thing is, the thing is, human beings are meant to make decisions. So if you choose to be poor, it is not a mistake because you chose to be poor. You did not make a mistake. It was a decision that you made for yourself. Right there, everything about our lives is a decision. So we're not supposed to now see it as a mistake because if you see it as a mistake, then you're like, it's like a mechanism that will not like make you think that you are allowed to make that, allowed to do it. Like mistakes are, you know it, then you now like fail to do it. That's mistake, right? Like I don't think you can make a mistake necessarily because like mistakes are like things that you supposed to know. When you know something, like you are very sure about it, you will not do it. When you're not too sure about it, that is when you are vulnerable and you will do. When you're not sure about something, you become vulnerable, and that is when you make decisions that people will term as mistakes. And the moment you term it as mistake, you start to the blame now shifts from you because it's like if you notice when people say it's a mistake now, they try to shift the blame from them to something else. The blame is no more on them. So they want you to now start feeling pity for them. So I don't think that word mistake is like a mechanism for poor people, like for poor-minded people. They believe that mistake should occur and they should just keep on making mistakes every single day. No, errors is what you should say. This is errors, not mistakes. Errors are different from mistakes. Errors are made because you do not know. Right? Mistakes are made and you are supposed to know, but you tell yourself it's a mistake. So you will not be blamed. I don't know if you're getting me. Errors is the word used by the poor. Sorry, mistake is a word used by the poor. Errors is what you should supposed to use, and because you can only correct errors, you cannot really correct mistakes. Because the moment you tell someone that, or the moment someone tells you that I made the mistake, then the person shifts the blame from himself to now thinking, oh, it's supposed to happen now. It's a mistake now. You hear people say it's a mistake now. Then it shifts from them to like the blame starts to hang in someone. Like the blame just shifts from them. The person has to feel pity for them. No, you are supposed to learn from the errors you make because you cannot you cannot do what you don't know. If I'm not getting me. So like now, if you are given a work and you fail it in class or in school, an assignment and you fail the assignment, do you fail failing something is not the word mistake? People will say, oh, it's a mistake, it's a mistake. It's because you don't know. So you can't say it's a mistake. It's an error that you made. You made a decision, but it was not the right one. So you learn from that error, not from the mistake. Mistakes are poor for poor people. Stop using that word mistake. Mistake is like it gives you a leverage to not be blamed, because people think that think that they learn from that you're supposed to learn from your errors, right? But the reason why people are still where they are because they believe that they are allowed to make mistakes and they don't want to learn from it because it is a mistake now and it is supposed to happen. So they won't want to learn from it because they can always use that word. It's a mistake now. It's a mistake now. They'll shift the blame from themselves to somewhere else. I don't know if you're getting me, but like that's just the way I see it, and I just think that word mistake should not be used. Even I don't want to use that word. I don't like using that word. It's not a mistake. It's an error from my part, and I should be blamed. Mistakes is like the word people will now use to make pity for them. I should feel I should feel the error that I made. That is the error I made. Mistake is I know it. I know it, and I failed to do it. That is dumb. That's a mistake, and I don't think anybody that made that mistake. I don't think anybody should be making mistakes, because if you know something, if you are grounded in something, right? If you know something, if you are too sure about something, you cannot make a mistake about it. But the moment you are not sure about it, you will make errors. Do you get? You make errors, mistakes. You is not like you know it. Then you now did it. Then you not want me to come and teach you. Like, do you get, like that word mistake is like for people to feel pity for me that I did not do. So, but you knew it. So why did you now, like, there are people who don't want to learn from it. Rather, they would want to continue using that as leverage to just be where they are. They don't want to learn from them. They don't want to accept that they are at fault. It's a mistake now because it's supposed to happen. See? In this world, like, everything is all about choice. You chose to do that thing, so you should accept it. Mistakes, stop using I made a mistake. Say it's an error from my part. That's what you see when you start to use that. It's an error from my part. You see yourself always wanting to know why it is wrong, and you just always wanting to know what is wrong and how you can be better. When you say it's a mistake now, you will see that you will not want to learn from it. Rather, you just want to continue with your life. You will not want to learn from it, and you will see. Like, I had in school, when I was in secondary school, I had a lot of people who said they used to make mistakes. They made mistakes, and they just felt on me. They just like in math. If I've noticed in mathematics, right? People were asking, how are you so good in calculation? How are you so good in calculation? I don't know. My family were just all good in calculation. I don't know. But now, in school, you teach somebody math. The person knows it. Right? He says the person will tell you he knows it. And then he will start telling you that he will not write the exam. He will make so-called mistake. He'll be like, oh, guy, I made a mistake. It's a mistake. Okay, don't worry. It's a mistake. The next time, he'll make that same mistake again. Oh, I made a mistake. He will not want to learn. You will be telling him, guys, see this thing now, you did last time now. You will see them making those same mistakes all over again. But the moment they say, this is an error on my part. Error. I don't know this thing. That is why I did it. They don't know it. Mistake, though, it's like you're supposed to know it. Like, to me, you're supposed to know it, but like you did not do it. So when you start to say that mistake, you will not improve from that mistake. Rather, you just want to just continue. Like, you think you don't need to learn it. Like, nobody can make a mistake. Like, nobody can make and nobody can do what they don't know. Nobody can do what they don't know. So if you fail something, it is because you don't know it that you failed it. So you say, I made the error. I don't know if you're getting me now. So you say I made the error. Whereas mistake, you make that person think you know it, but like, and then you start person continuously doing and carrying out mistake, and he's not learning because he thinks that he knows it, and you think that he knows it, and you will not offer to teach him because you think he knows it. It's just something like, he mistakenly. But when you start to say it's an error on my part, because you don't know it, that is why you failed it. So you learn. Mistake, you don't learn. Error, you learn. Mistakes, you don't learn. People don't learn from the mistake because it's a form of feeling, making them feel pity. The word mistake, the word mistakes is a form of feeling, making people feel pity. Error, you learn from the errors you make. Mistakes, people will think that you're supposed to know it and will not offer to teach you. They will tell you it's a mistake. It will make them think, oh, you know it. And you will see people making those same mistakes all over and all over and all over and all over and all over again. And they don't want to learn. Because they think they already know it. So they think, and they believe that they're allowed to make those mistakes. I don't know what you're getting me. It is a poor mentality. You don't learn. And that is the moment, that is how you keep on killing you. But the moment you say, I made this error, I failed it because this was an error. The error is when you don't know something and you carry out, you do it. Then it's an error, it's not a mistake. Right? You see that? Are you seeing that the way that word mistake is now? I don't know if you understand what mistake is. Mistake makes you think that you know something, but then you did not do it. That's a mistake, right? So you don't learn from it. You can't learn from the mistake because it's something that you have already learned. It's something that you think that you have already learned. You get? You think that you have already learned it, but then you now like, that is the mistake. That is what mistake is supposed to be. Then error, you don't know it. That is why it's giving you error. Because it's not possible. It cannot be done. You don't know it. What you don't know cannot be done. Like what you don't know, it's like what is not cannot give you an answer that is. Do you understand? What is not cannot give you an answer that is. So because you don't know it cannot give you the correct answer. So that is the error. So you learn from the errors that you make. You don't learn from the mistakes that you make. Start seeing things as errors and not mistakes. You don't know something, that's why you feel it. You can't know something and still feel it. Then it just shows that you are a fool. Right? It shows that you're a big fool. And a fool doesn't learn. A fool just never learns. Right? See, you see that word fool in the Bible, it's telling someone that deceives, right? You're deceiving yourself. You're telling yourself that you know something, but you don't actually know it. That's a fool. So don't stop using mistakes and start using errors. You see yourself, you start to improve yourself, you start to learn. And the moment you start to learn, you start to improve yourself. Like I said, self-improvement is all about growth. These terminologies that you start to use in your lifetime, you start to use in your self-improvement journey, you start to see yourself improving in that thing that you do. You start to see all these small things are very, very important in self-improvement. Right? They're very, very important. You don't know something, and the moment you acknowledge that you don't know it by saying you made an error because you don't know it, you failed it. I failed it. You're taking the blame, right? You failed it. You start to take the blame. After taking the blame, you should start to improve yourself, right? So
One more thing I would like to add is just this simple thing now, and is that self improvement is not a trend. Self improvement is not a hashtag on social media. Hashtag, all these things you're saying, yes, those things are just the picture of self improvement. But that's not self improvement. Is all this nonsense. Time to lock in, padlock, all those things. All those things are just motivation driven. All those things are just empty motivation that will eventually fade away. Self improvement is self improvement is not perfect. Social media will show you the perfect side of self improvement, where they are doing press up on the road and they carry hoodie and cover their head, and they are doing all these things, and you think that, oh my god, if I can't do this thing, that thing is not self improvement, guy. Self improvement, along the journey of self improvement, you're going to fail, you're going to stumble, but you have to stand up again. You understand? When you start self improvement with that thing you're seeing on social media, thank God I did not. A lot of people do. When I started self improvement, I didn't even have phone. You understand? So when you start self-improvement with that thing you are seeing on social media now, you now think that is all self-improvement. Is all this self-improvement is not cold. Self-improvement is not beast mode or any nonsense like that. Self-improvement is just upgrading your lifestyle, the way you live, the way you move, the way you talk, the way you act, the way you think. That's just self. Don't mind that thing you're seeing on social media. All those things they are just content people are using to generate money for themselves. All those things are not self-improvement. All those things are just, you see them doing skipping on. You see them now, they wear hoodie, cover their hair, they will be jogging under the rain. Somebody is videoing them. Forget that rubbish. That is not self-improvement. That thing is just motivation, dopamine, nonsense. Dopamine is rubbish. If you listen to episode 5, you see where we talked about discipline over motivation. When I started self-improvement, I started with discipline. I did not start with motivation. Nobody around me motivated me to do self-improvement. I didn't see any nonsense on social media. So if the reason you want to start self-improvement is because of the rubbish you're seeing on social media, hey, it's time to lock in. It's time, this one, May 1st. It's time to lock in. It's time to become the best version. And there's nothing like best version of yourself. That thing does not exist. There is no best version of yourself. There is no best version of yourself. That thing now, it will give you the idea of a destination. I am becoming the best version of myself. You are already the best version of yourself that can continue getting better. There is only a version of you that can keep on getting better, not a best. Best version of yourself, it make it sound like after 1 year you have become the best version of yourself, so you stop. It's not a destination, it's a journey. So forget all these things you're seeing online. All those things are not self-improvement. All those things are fake dopamine. Yes, they'll just give you a picture, sha. Understand? They will give you a picture, tell you how it is. But that is not how it is in essence. It is not cold like the way they're making it. They like making it to look like one kind of a. You can have a good time while doing self-improvement. You can smile. Forget this thing that you see them, they'll be boning face and be doing as if they just had an encounter with the devil himself. Self-improvement is fun. Self-improvement is sharp. Waking up on time, doing exercise, reading, you understand, doing things that normally you wouldn't do, stepping out of your comfort zone. All those things are fun. They are not what social media tell you it is. All this you see them chasing fake dopamine. This one. Then 3 minutes video, 2 minutes video, 1 minute video. Then you now start feeling like, oh my god, I have to start. Then when you start, you now do small. After doing small, now you stop. Motivation will not take you anywhere. Motivation, the only thing that can keep you going is discipline. Motivation, you just start and you start with dopamine in your head. Like once that dopamine just dies, you come back. Like, and you see yourself, you're like, you're not even going to be able to move again. Like you just get tired. But when you force yourself into motivation to start, guy, you can continue going and going. So self-improvement is not a trend. Social media trend. Self-improvement is not a trend. Self-improvement is not a tag. Hashtag self-improvement. Okay. Those things are not self-improvement. Self-improvement is gentle. Self-improvement is small. Self-improvement. Another thing about those videos you're seeing now, they will only be showing you the upsides. They will only be showing you the upsides. Self-improvement. Do you know how many times I've failed? Do you know how many times I've fallen? Do you know how many times I've gone back to habits that I say I'll not go to? But when you realize that those things now, that's the point of self-improvement. Self-improvement is failing and continuing. It's also part of self-improvement. Nowadays they'll just be showing you fake. Those things are not self-improvement. Self-improvement is gentle. It's a step-by-step process. No, you carry whatever on your bag and you be running on the road as if you are fighting. Who are you fighting with? Calm down. That thing is not self-improvement, oga. That thing is dopamine that will die off, and then you see yourself where you were 2 days ago. Start with discipline. Ask yourself, why do I want to start? Why do I want to get better? When your why is strong, the how is easy. Why do you want to start self-improvement? You get. Forget that thing you're seeing on social media. Those things are not self-improvement. Those things are content. Content people are using to make money for themselves. Forget that rubbish. Start with yourself. And then they'll now tell you that this is how to do it. There is no way. There is no pattern for self-improvement. As far as it is getting better physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, financially, and spiritually, you are good to go. There is no pattern. Don't if you can't do 100 push-ups, don't do it. Do 10. If you can't read 500 pages, read 5. Forget that nonsense they are telling you. All those things are dopamine. And if you start like that, you can only go so far as 1 week and you stop. But when you start small, start with something you know you'll be consistent with, you can go as far as years, decades. Forget that rubbish. If you can't do 1,000 push-ups, do 10. If you can't jog for 30 hours like David Goggins, jog for 30 minutes. I used to jog for 30 minutes. Do 30 minutes and come back home. Self-improvement is not, you're not going to war against the devil. You're just becoming a better version of you. You understand? If you read 5 pages today now, the you of yesterday now, that those 5 pages now, you learned something from it that the you of yesterday didn't know. So you're now smarter than the you of yesterday. If you do 10 push-ups yesterday now, your muscles would have increased, even if it's slightly. And then if you and the you of yesterday do arm wrestling, you're going to beat that you of yesterday. That is the point of self-improvement, beating the you of yesterday, getting better each day. Oh, no, all these things you're seeing on social media, all these, Oga, do the one you can do. Self-improvement is not like a journey. It's a journey. It's not like a painful journey or something you cry and self-improvement is interesting. It's sweet. You connect with your deeper self. You understand the true meaning of life. You begin to see things in another perspective. That self-improvement is actually very sweet and interesting. That thing that they are showing on social media, especially when this new year started, I was seeing the thing on my feed. If I see it, I'll skip it. All this 2025, no porn, no girls, no addictions, no this, no that. Read 30 pages a day, 20,000 push-ups, nka, all this nonsense, all those things. I was just looking at it. I just commented in one. This thing is more. If you start like this, you start with motivation. Motivation can only take you so far. 1 week you stop. 1 week is even too much, safe. But it will only take you so far. Self-improvement is, I don't know why everything they like making everything to be a content. Self-improvement is not a content. It's something you do with yourself. And when you're doing it, you understand, because you know that normal you won't be doing this type of thing. So when you start, you actually know that you have started. Forget what you're seeing on social media. Don't allow anybody to tell you any nonsense. You understand? Create your own path. As far as you're getting better every day, simple. You get. So that's what self-improvement is. Not these things seen on social media. So thank you for your time with us and have a very wonderful day.
Some of